All right, it's time for green disease. No offense, Kermie. For three gentlemen with very excellent taste in music, if I might add, by the names of Eddie 3D 4M 4N, LMNOP, Ian Fenton, and Charlie Henrique. All right, I think I got it all. I might have to break. I might not have to break. We'll see. Okay, the beginning, the super cool thing is actually fairly simple. Place your ring finger on the D string 7th fret and place your pointer finger on the B string 5th fret, and now we have an open G string in between those two things, and you're going to pluck D, G, D, B. 4 plucks, that's the pattern. D, G, D, B. Over and over and over and over and over and over again. Faster, of course. Notice I've got my pinky finger kind of hooked under the E string so my hand's not floating off into outer space. When that happens, I have an anchor point. Good job, Ryan. At some point, that stops and you hear this guy come in. So I'm going real fast, of course, but the plucking pattern here is, and same thing with the hooking my pinky finger here, so that my motion can be very succinct and not unsupported. So down, down, up, down, down. Down, up, down, down, down. Is that the same thing twice? Down, down, up, down, down. Nope. Down, up, down, down, down. Down, down, up, down, down. Down, up, down, down, down. 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret. Pluck that however you want, but work on that, and it'll get better as time goes on. And then we're into the verse, which is a bunch of power chords, so that's awesome. That's easy. Eddie plays C sharp from at least the live version I saw, the Live at the Garden, which I've seen like 18 dozen times, but it's on the 9th fret of the E string. That's your C sharp power chord. I like the 4th fret of the A string. It's just easier for me to organize in my head that way. They're the exact same thing. You see? So we're going to go C sharp, 4th fret of the A string, or 9th fret of the E string. This is a right-hand strumming extravaganza palooza. So I bet Eddie's going down. I'm going to go down up for smoothness sake. And then up to E, the 7th fret of the A string. G sharp, the 4th fret of the E string. Then D sharp, the 6th fret of the A string. And then 2 sets of C sharp. And then 2 sets of E. So like this. Yeah, Eddie's definitely going down, down. The neat things that you hear there are I'll bet you this part is Mike, maybe I'm wrong. It's easier for me to remember on the 13th fret G string and the 13th fret D string when he's all that's 13, 13, 13, 14. And then another verse happens, of course, but I'm betting this part is stone, and we get a neat little triad lesson here. A triad is the 3 notes, and only the 3 notes you need to make regular, major, and minor chords. Regular, major, and minor chords are made up of 3 notes, and only 3 notes. I think that whole thought was a palindrome, or an anagram. What's the thing that's the same backwards and forwards? Anyways, like Taco Cat. Okay, we're going to do G6, slide up with your ring finger, and play B5 and E4. Thusly. That's a little tiny C sharp minor chord. That's a C sharp minor triad. Now we know that the power chord that they're playing is implied C sharp minor, because otherwise Stone probably wouldn't have done that. The next shape is almost the same as this shape. That's the cool thing and the confusing thing about triads. Oftentimes, they're almost the same shape as each other, but we're going to play a D shape 2 frets higher than where D goes. So you notice that these two are in common with our C sharp. This one just moved down to. And that is, well, if this is D, D sharp, E. So that's the... Now we know, since this D shape is major, we know that this E is, well, it's a power chord, so it's not major or minor, but it's implied major. Anyways, and then we're going to do 4, 4, 4 on those strings. That is a little baby G sharp minor. So now we know that this power chord, if you were to play the whole chord, would be minor. And then the third one is a D minor shape, but 1 fret higher than D minor is, so that's easy to figure out. It's D sharp minor. That's the one that correlates with this chord. And that's going to be G3, B4, E2. So that bit is... And then after that happens, you hear that guitar go on the B string, open, 2, open, 2, 4, 2, open. So now we have the verse. Cool, I'm gonna break, don't move. Yeah, so after the first intro and verse, it just repeats itself. You do your cool thing again, and then you do another verse with all the noodly-doos if you like, and then when the... going into the chorus, you just have longer to hang on this E before we go into A, the regular old chord, E, A, E, D, E. So that'll be like 5, 6, 7, 8, A, E, A, E, D, E. And notice that the second and the fourth chords, the even numbered times, is an up strum because the change happens on an upbeat, and it would sound really awkward if you did downs. Or it feels really awkward. Maybe it doesn't feel awkward for you. Go whatever direction you like, but I'm gonna go down, up, down, up, down, up. Second time, A, E, A, E. Just hang on D, and you hear somebody go on the G string, 2, 4, 5, 5, 5, 4, 2. That sounds really weird out of context. And then you do the chorus again. So here's the whole chorus: a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, no. Eddie does this cool thing, which, you know, you could say this is the precursor to lightning bolt, but put your middle finger on the E string, 5th fret, that's an A note, and we're going to get our major third every time, well, that just sounded like it, every time you have something, and then 1 string down, 1 fret back, that's a root and a major third, a la your C chord, a la your G chord, there it is. Recognize that every time you see it, we're going to go. The E string is going to stay the same, and the A string is going to go 4, 5, 7 with your ring finger and your middle finger so you can keep everything intact. Break. Yeah, and then after the lightning bolt bit, back into our intro. I'm doing it wrong. Here we go. Into another chorus. last thing, don't move. Yep, you just do an intro again. That many times, and then you go back to here for when he's spelling green. G, R, E, E, D. And you end on a low E note or a low E power chord. And that's how you play Green Disease. So now that's done. I really hope you enjoyed that. You three gentlemen, and of course you as well, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a really fun one. I always wanted to know how to play that one, and now I do. So thanks for the great requests, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Thank you for being here. Goodbye.